Hi everyone, welcome back to Workout Wednesday. I'm James Hawley, physical therapist and owner of Function First Physical Therapy, where we're bringing tonight's workout to you. First, I want to thank New England Endurance Events for hosting these weekly workouts. It just goes to show how much Kathleen and Andy look out for us triathletes and bring us great information so we become stronger and faster athletes on the off season, so we don't hurt ourselves out there on the road. So tonight's lecture and workout is about hip strength and stability. Two main muscles we're going to focus on: the glute max, big beefy muscle in the back, and glute med, which is the smaller muscles on the side. And a good assessment tool to see if those are weak for you are just standing on a leg. So if you're just standing on a leg, looking at yourself in a full body mirror, you shouldn't really see your pelvis drop and fall. All right, that's telling me that there's a glute med weakness that's going on there. All right, or if you're leaning off to the side or having problems standing up there, well, we got some muscle imbalances and weaknesses that are going on. Okay, to make it a little bit more dynamic, we're going to stand on one leg and do a little bit of a squat. Okay, so our knees should be going straight forward. If you see yourself drift in, which most people do, then you're not strong through the glute med or the glute max or the piriformis, all those hip stabilizing muscles. So if you're on the road running 1,000 times a mile, your leg is striking the ground and you're not firing correctly, so instead of going straight forward, you're drifting down and in, you're going to start to cause some hip injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries, or even back injuries. So these exercises I'm giving you tonight are designed so you don't have those constant drifts going through there. All right, let's go on to the exercises. First one is a glute set. So you can do these anywhere. You can lay down and do them. You can do it in your car. You can do it sitting at the office. All you're doing is firing off your tush, okay, muscles on both sides. You're going to hold it for 3 to 5 seconds and repeat about 30 of those. So let me demonstrate. You know you're doing it right if your pelvis raises up. So squeeze and hold for 3 to 5 seconds and relax, okay? Squeeze and hold again, 3 to 5 seconds and relax, okay? You're doing 30 of those. Now, for years, I didn't give that exercise. I thought it was pretty lame. But what research tells us, it actually fires off the glute at the highest level compared to some of the other exercises I'm giving you, which is the next one being the bridge, okay? Everybody knows how to bridge. It's just, are you bridging correctly? So, laying down again, feet flat on the floor, bent up. I like to tell people fire off their core, their muscles through here, because when you raise up, you want to keep your spine neutral, okay, and then drop back down. If you're not firing off that core, you're just going to kind of come up all sloppy, causing all sorts of back things that are going on. So you're just raising up and then dropping back down, okay? And these ones, a lot of muscles are involved here, so you could probably go through 30 straight. If you want, you can make it a little bit harder by using dynamic devices like get your feet up on a half foam roller, a BOSU, a physio ball, make it a little bit more complicated, which for some of you trail runners you're going to need, okay? The next exercise after turning those on is doing a single leg bridge, because with this one, just like we saw in the assessment tool, self-assessment tool, that if you bridge, you should keep your leg in neutral alignment. If you drift down and in, that's wrong, okay? So you're just coming up, do 10 on one side, and then 10 on the other side, okay? What you're probably going to find is one side is stronger than the other. That's just like our dominant sides versus another. Could be leg length discrepancies or things. So you're always going to work harder on one side versus the other side. What I also like to do with my bridges is put a rubber band above your knees and go through the bridge. Now, the glute max, that big muscle on the back side, it has an oblique orientation of it, kind of like a rotational component to it. So as you go through this exercise with a band around your legs will want to drift down and in, but the band is going to pull you back, therefore really recruiting on through the glute max. So I'll demonstrate at this view here. Keep your feet shoulder width apart the whole time. Do not let them drift down and in. Keep them open, okay? So just go through your bridge. Probably want to do about 3 sets of 10 of the bridges with this one because you're going to get tired and fatigue and drop down and in, okay? So take a rest about 15, 20, 30 seconds in between each set. All right, move on to the next set, okay? Since I have the band on here, let's move on to the next exercise. One of my favorites to give into the clinic, as anybody that's come in here knows, we're going to move on to clamshells where the beginning position is all the way from my shoulder to my hip to my ankles should be a straight line. My knees are slightly out in front. And I'm going to fire off like a clamshell, lifting up. Hey, that's what we call it, this exercise, all right? Very small muscle. We're working the glute med, okay? And you want to do about 10 of these, flip over, do the other side. Come back to it. 3 sets of 10 as you go through. Because if you did 30 straight of these, you're going to feel it right around this hip. It's not going to be happy with you in the morning, okay? Very small muscles. Don't overdo it with this exercise. So 3 sets of 10. One other thing to look out for this muscle, for this exercise, is make sure your pelvis doesn't drift away. That you're solely working your hip. Problem is, you'll get weak and then you'll start throwing your back into it. That's how back injuries start, okay? If we have weak hips, the back can become sore, and we don't need the back to overwork itself. All right, moving on to the next one. We're going into band walks, another one of my favorite, okay? So from the side, all right, we're gonna take a step out, do about 10 steps one way, and then 10 steps the other things. Key things to watch out for here. Do not let your legs drift down and in, all right? So if you're working your way across the room here, then you're not working the muscles to keep it outward. Start to develop all those problems as you go through it, okay? The other thing to watch out for is make sure that the pelvis doesn't ride up, okay? Because I'll see people do this. They'll lean and get their leg out there. Lean and get their leg out there. Wrong, that's gonna hurt the back and you're not using proper form. So keep your pelvis down. I'll even tell people to get their hands on top and then just bring it out to the side, okay? Toes, knees pointing forward, pelvis doesn't ride up. Next one are cowboys or cowgirls, all right? Just going backwards band walks. So what you're gonna do is reach back to the hip and then slightly out, okay? Reach back to the hip, slightly out. I like to tell people to draw a hockey stick where it's long down, slightly out, long down, slightly out, because that brings on that oblique, that rounding fashion of that muscle once again, okay? So to show you from behind, it's slightly out and back, slightly out and back, okay? About 10 steps one way, 10 steps the other way. Do 3 sets of 10, okay? So that's it for the bands for now, all right? If you want to order these online, I use a company out of Rhode Island. They're called Perform Better, performbetter.com. Various resistance, yellow, green, blue, black. If you don't want to order them online, I have them at my clinic. Just stop by and I'll get you a band to make sure you can do them at home, okay? They're pretty cheap, about $5, okay? So get plenty of use out of those. Okay, now, gonna work into, believe it or not, planks. People always think that the planks are for back or core muscles, and they are, all right? But with a little bit of a tweak, you really throw on that glute max or the glute med. High level of muscle recruitment occurs with those planks, okay? So get yourself in a good position, raise on up, and just hold that position. I like to tell people just go 30 seconds. Okay, now, how are we gonna turn on that glute max is just by raising your leg up, okay? Try and hold it in that position. Not so easy when you're elevated up, okay? So hold it for about 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever you can do. Build up to 2 minutes. I don't think so. And then alternate to the other side, okay? One thing to watch, you're going from this position, is just make sure there's no weird shifting around that's going on as you're going through it, right? It should be just straight up. There shouldn't be any deviation any which way that you go, okay? Set a timer, watch those. Watch Karen DeSimone, just watch her plank challenge. You can throw this variation into it as well, okay? Side planks, really like this for the glute med as well, is that you're coming in from the side and up you go, okay? A lot of times people just do the other planks, but not this one. So to make it a little bit harder, raise up. So this down hip is really firing off that glute med. The right glute med is really firing off by just getting up and giving that separation. Again, aim for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. See how long you can hold it. Of course, do the other side. Can't talk about the different deviations that we have, like one side's going to be easier than another. Kind of pay attention to that, okay? Because typically your weaker or injury prone side is going to be harder for you to do in these exercises, okay? And I want to finish up in two different positions. There's a quadruped position, all right, where we're just firing off that glute, just raising on up and then bringing it back down, okay? Donkey kicks or glute kicking, we call these, okay? Try to get everything going straight up in a straight line. Don't allow any type of rotation to occur here. If you start to rotate around, you're firing off different muscles, not targeting the right, the glute max, okay? Also, in this position, to get the glute med, you can do a, what we call hydrants for obvious reasons, okay? Just come on up, let that drop back down, okay? 3 sets of 10, do it on each side as you go through. One thing to watch out for is don't allow an over-rotation through your spine. You don't want to overload that spine if you're doing a hip workout. That's where back pain starts, from a weak hip, okay? Final one in this position is what we call hurdles. Kind of get yourself out extended, bring it up and around. Extend that leg out, up and around, okay? 3 sets of 10 with this one as well. And again, don't over-rotate, get yourself out there, out and around. If you're really looking for a challenge in this one, we do it from what we call a tripod position. Excellent for runners because it puts us in more alignment of how we are. So it's somewhat a plank, okay? Hands down on the elbows now, up on the toes, and start working those extensions, those rotations, okay, the hydrants, and go through your hurdles as you go through it. All right, if you really want a challenge, you can get that band back on, to the legs, and do a sustained hold from this position. All right, bring it up, hold it, time it for 20, 30, 60 seconds, okay? This activates really all those running muscles that we need to occur, okay? So that takes you through some of the most significant exercises to fire off that hip. Ooh, I do have one more for you. Let me get this off. Is go up to a stairwell and get something to hold on to. Slightly touching. Is stand on the edge of that stair, and it's a pelvic drop. So you're allowing your hips to drop down. Now this muscle, glute med, is trying to pull me back up and around, okay? So you're just doing a little bit of a displacement. I'm not stepping down at all, okay? I'm allowing my pelvis to drop down to my hip and pop back up. Drop down, back up. You're really gonna feel that tighten on this side, okay? 3 sets of 10 each side. One side's easier for me than another. just old injuries that occur. So, if you have any questions about these, email me at the clinic or give me a call. I can put you in our home exercise database and send all these exercises off to you, okay? Shows someone demonstrating the exercises, giving written explanation of how to do them, and how often a week you can do them, okay? Where we're not in the pool right now, or out swimming, or maybe you are with your wetsuits, brave souls, I think on our swim days we should get to the workouts that you saw from Trish, or Pam, or Amy, or now these ones. So just gives you an alternative to your triathlon or running events. So be safe out there. Take advantage of this downtime to work on the key muscles to keep you stronger and more stable throughout the season. And I won't see you in my clinic, I'll see you out on the road because I really miss you guys and I can't wait to have all these COVID restrictions gone and we can be outside having more fun celebrating these triathlons together, okay? So take care everyone, be safe, and I'll see you on the road hopefully soon.